Hello everyone, this is Advocate Pawan here. So today we'll be dealing about how to attempt your entire CLAT PG paper, especially four important questions we'll just target out. Why? Because these are the most important kind of questions which can repeat over the period of time. So I've selected the best ever questions which have been asked over the past few couple of years, and then we will try solving it out. And I'll tell you what are the techniques in which you can apply while solving a CLAT PG paper. Because if you observe CLAT PG paper, it's not like a normal paper, it's not like a normal exam you're going to prepare and then go. No. So what is the beauty of this exam is about? It's highly core and very important that very important that for this exam you need to strategize, because just by having theoretical knowledge will not be enough. So what you need to do, you need to parallelly make sure that you are also being having the knowledge which is very important on how to apply for the concepts. Okay, I've just taken now, see, if you observe, CLAT PG has multiple subjects: constitutional law, criminal law, public international law, family law, and the laws keeps on going across. But how you need to apply the knowledge and then learn is what we'll be dealing for today. It's very simple, very easy hack. Take down your notebook and start taking down the notes. So this is the CLAT PG recently 2026. They have 2025. They have asked this particular question too. Okay. Now here, if you observe, before reading this entire question, I've just given a small case analysis for you. If you observe, I've taken up multiple kind of chapters like this. For example, like labor law, I've taken, and along with that, I've also been taken multiple kind of subjects like which is purely of uh, international law, international criminal law, and even corporate law and jurisprudence. So all the four laws I have, I'll just start solving it across. Before I read the question, I'll just give you a small scenario once, and then we can read it across. Okay, very simple. Let's get started. So if you observe, Pawan and Kamal, example for the command responsibility. Pawan is the supreme commander of an armed group. So who am I? I'm the supreme commander of the armed forces. So Kamal is a field officer under Pawan. So who's Kamal? My subordinate. Okay, my chamcha. Very simple. Now Pawan issues a general order to clear the region, and knowing this would involve Kamal and his unit committing the war crimes like mass displacement and torture to terrorize the civil population. So, for example, Kamal is working under me. I'm commanding Kamal that, bro, what you need to do is about go evacuate the entire place. And then what you need to do, evacuate means what? Very simple. Evacuate means don't take it in any other manner. It simply means that you need to evacuate. So when they do that, they have to obviously create a war. So all the problems will be happening like torture, mass displacement, everything will be happening. Now, Pawan did not personally execute the crimes. Under the principle of command responsibility, Pawan is held criminally liable for the atrocities conducted by Kamal and his subordinates, because he failed to properly control his forces and prevent the crimes which he knew and should know where it is basically been committed. So I hope this is very clear for you. So if Kamal is working under my particular supervision, and if he commits a particular this one, then I'm entirely responsible. This is the entire story. Now applying the story, let's read the comprehension. Okay, very simple. Quickly just read it out once. If you want, you can pause the video once and then you can look into it. Okay, the Dominic Ongwen, a former commander of the Lord's Resistance Army in Uganda, was convicted by the ICC in February 2021. The case marked a significant milestone in international criminal law, focusing on the issue of child soldering, forced marriage, sexual and gender-based violence. So if you observe, we are learning about the former commander. Who's he? His name is Dominic Ongwen. Okay, so he was part of the whom he was a Lord Resistance Army. He was part of that entire group. Now, if you observe here, the case involved a significant milestone in international criminal law focused on issues of child soldering, forced labor, and sexual gender-based violence. So all these three were the major problems happening during my that commander's terrain. So Ongwen was found guilty of 61 codes of crime against humanity and war crimes, including murder, torture, enslavement, forced marriage, rape, conscription of the child under the age of 15 into the armed groups. So he was prosecuted for which all kind of crimes? One is and all for what? Crime, including murder, torture, enslavement, forced marriage, rape and all was the basic crime. The ICC judgment emphasizes the importance of accountability for leaders who exploit children in conflicts and commit sexual offenses, gender-based crimes. A critical aspect of the judgment was to consider Ongwen's own history of child soldier. Ongwen was abducted by the LRA and at around the age of 9, and he was forced to commit atrocities as he rose around the ranks. The court balanced his background against the gravity of the crimes. unilaterally ruling that the personal history did not absolute him of responsibility for his actions of an adult commander. So very simple. If you look at the history of this particular guy, what happened when he was child itself, he was basically being taken away by the so and so particular LRA group, and then they used to make him this particular crime to everything. So this subconsciously affected him a lot. Now, if you observe over here, should court consider even that? See, sometimes court consider, but here, certain extents, it's not conducted. Why? Because he's an adult commander. He's a little more very elder stage now. Okay, the court balanced the background against the gravity of the crimes, ultimately ruling that the personal history did not absolute him of responsibility in his actions of adult commander. The ordered collective reputation, including symbolic measures like memorials, physical and psychological rehabilitation, and financial compensation to commit the support the victims in the crimes, and particularly those involving vulnerable populations such as children and women, and underscores the principles of justice. So that's what you can basically see in this entire thing. Okay, now let's start solving the question. Which principle of international criminal law ensures that individual, regardless of their position of rank, can be held accountable for committing serious international crime? So if you observe for the exams like CLAT PG, it is important that you need to look at the comprehension once, and you need to hit properly at the right kind of options. And that's possible by, see, first what you need to do is about look at the comprehension, start solving the question. At lateral rate, once you are having a strong kind of gravity, it's important that you go with the questions, then you can gradually go with the comprehension. Very simple as that. Okay. Now, if you observe, which principle of the international criminal law ensures the individual, regardless of the position of rank, can be held accountable for committing serious international crime? It is basically the command responsibility. So, what is it called as? The command responsibility. Now, second question. In the context of international criminal law, what does the principle of individual criminal responsibility deal with? So, individual criminal responsibility deals with what? Individuals can be held personally liable for committing the war crimes against the humanity and genocide. So, if you observe in international criminal law, if you observe why option A is wrong, it's because only states can be held accountable for international criminal law. No, ICC also penalizes even the individual as well as the institution as a whole. Remember that. Next is about individuals are immune from prosecution if they act under the state's order. No, individuals can also be punishable, plus the state can also be held punishable. Only military personnel can be held responsible for international crimes. It's absolutely no. Why? Because why? What is the reason? It is also the state as well as individual can be held responsible. Now, the concept of crimes against humanity includes which of the following acts? In the prosecutor versus the Dominican case, is it privacy and terrorism, enslavement, forced marriage, and sexual violence? So this hint is already given in the question. This hint you can specifically take from the question, you can apply it over here. Very simple as that. What is the significance of the principle of complementary in the context of ICC? Remember that whenever four options is given, you must know the best ever option which you can basically eliminate it. See, all the questions you cannot remember for the exam, but for the fact that if you know which option to be eliminated the right time and right space, if you're able to think that and if you're able to hit the block, then you're at the right track. Nothing to worry on. Okay, now let's quickly go back. ICC can prosecute cases only when national jurisdiction are willing and unable to do so. See, if you observe here, two options is given: willing plus unable to do so. That option can be considered. Option B, ICC has primary jurisdiction over all international crimes. Does ICC have full jurisdiction over all international crimes? See, these are very vague terms. All. So whenever these extreme words come, the option is basically wrong. The ICC can only prosecute crimes committed within its member states. Is it possible only within its member state it can commit? No. It can also prosecute people who are not part of the member states also. See, if you observe only, there's an extreme words. When these extreme words come, the answer is always supposed to be wrong. The ICC shares jurisdiction equally with the national courts. Equally, does it have equal power with the national courts? No. Their powers varies. Now, if you observe, which last question, which of the following statement best describes the significance of the prosecutor versus the Domenico Ongwen case in the context of international criminal law? The answer is what? Four options is given. It was the first case to address the environmental crimes in international law. First case, do you think that this is the only first case? No, before this also many cases happen. So if you apply that basic logic, you will be able to understand it. So why? Because convicted by the in this sense in 2021 is the first case. Do you think that this will be the first case? Here itself the hint is that. So if you apply a common sense, 2021 a case has happened. Do you think that will be the first case? Obviously ICC came before that, then the cases will also be before that itself. Common sense, common logic, you can apply. Now, it marked a milestone in addressing sexual and gender-based violence and exploiting of children in armed forces. Yes, in the question itself, they gave a hint to know there was a milestone of addressing sexual and gender-based violence is again excessively been happening. The third option is about it was the first case to involve cybercrimes committed by international. Where is cybercrime? In this case, did they mention anything about cybercrime? No. It primarily focused on financial aspects of running an armed group. Guys, this answer is very wrong. So you just need to look at the hint. The four options given, you must be able to eliminate 50-50 options. All I see whenever an extreme words come, no all, only, and all, when it comes, it basically means a wrong option. Once you eliminate it, what happens? You are being little more close to the right options. You just need to select that. So think common sense, and then you can apply for the CLAT PG exam. You can really solve. There are many tricks and techniques which you can apply literally and for clearing this exam. And if you wish to know more about the classes, you can find from the below link. Would be happy to join my community. Thank you so much. And people already part of my community. For them, it's a good news. They are getting all the notes in your hand. So subject by topic by topic. So wish you all the best. Good luck. This is me, Advocate Pawan, signing off. Take care. Goodbye. And just want to tell that this is basically comprehension. Just by being part of my community, as most of you know, that it's basically a lot of benefits you'll be getting. Or lots previous year question papers. You'll be accessed into the different kind of law school notes, judiciary notes, UPSC notes, and along with that, you will also be getting 30 or 50 plus books. You'll be getting free additional two certificate courses to everything. So I hope this can be beneficial for you for your upcoming exam. Wish you all the best. Good luck. This is me, Advocate Pawan, signing off. Take care. Goodbye. Thank you.